you all, in my view, are the most important people on the planet. You get to do the most amazing things, which starts with availing yourself of what it means to be an American citizen. I want you to let that sink in for a second as we talk about small business. Because this country was founded by people who wanted to express their individual liberty and freedom and were willing to sacrifice everything to do it. This is the tradition that we were born to be, to seek opportunity, to create a life, and to do stuff that's meaningful. So I welcome you to the challenge. I welcome you to the party, because this is my party. This is my fraternity. You are my people. Because I know that without you, my daughter doesn't have a place to go work later on, and she won't ever get out of my house. But most important, more than anything than that, you are going to deliver on the promise of what this country stands for. You're going to be the people who bring quality service, greater opportunities, economic development. Because of you, everything valuable gets to exist. Now, I'm an old salesman, so you have to forgive me, because I'm very good at selling anything I want to sell. And I will sell you dust in the desert, and you will love it because I sold it to you. But the point I want you to leave here, there's 3 points I want you to leave here this morning with, and I may have you take some notes. Those of you who are like me, a little ADD, you're going to have to take some notes. I'm going to pour on a water faucet of information on you and opportunities for you and challenges to you that I hope that you will embrace. I know that you can. I know you don't always know that you can, but I know that you can. So let me start with a little bit of information about myself. Karen told you that I'm a former military officer, United States Army Reserves, Sigma Corps. Anybody? I got anybody out there know what I'm talking about? That's all right. That's all right. I love you anyway. That means I was trained though. Trained to be a leader. And the Army gave me a leadership mantra. I didn't understand it when I was young. I understand it now. That leadership mantra was, people first, mission always. People first, mission always. Man, as a young sociology major at Kent State University, it just ruined my life to think about this. How can you have something first and something always? These two do not, you can't serve two masters. You can't do two things at once. You can't, blah, blah. It's just not impossible, right? It doesn't make sense. It was many years later that I had a commanding officer explain this to me, because I quite frankly was fed up with hearing about this great mission we have and this motto of ours. And I needed somebody to explain it to me, somebody who I respected and appreciated and could break it down for me. And he shared this with me. He says, as an officer, you're often going to have to direct and guide people to do things that you know are dangerous. You're going to have to involve people in things that you know that could be their ultimate sacrifice. And you're going to have to reckon with that. You're going to have to contend with that. You're going to have to explain to their fellow soldiers, and you're going to have to explain to their family members about the heroism, about the sacrifice, about what they were willing to give. And when you do this, I get emotional about it still. We need you to think about them. We need you to think about them as people. We need you to think about them as human beings. We don't need you to think about them as a number. We don't need you to think about them as just pieces on a pawn, pieces on a board that can be moved around at your will. We need you to care about them and care for them. And then I realized later on in my life what it meant to be an entrepreneur. I thought very deeply about that. And I realized that my mission is no different. My job is to create products and services for people. My job is to create jobs and careers and opportunities for people. My job is to be a leader in my community. My job is to make sure that our society and our very way of life gets to be magnified and continue. So this is the challenge for you all. This is the fraternity you're joining. When you say, I want to take up that armor and start a business, you're saying, I want to fight for something. You're saying, I want to struggle with other people to make something magical happen. It is not about you. I should say, it's not all about you. It is about the people you get to serve, the ones you get to lead, the communities you get to be a part of, the client, the marketplace you get to inspire with your talent, with your God-given gift, with your abilities. It's magnificent. I wake up every day excited about how am I going to outdo my yesterday? How am I going to do better today than I did yesterday? And you know who holds me back?
Yourself.
Nobody. Nobody. That is what it's all about. It is about you taking up your idea, agreeing with your community, agreeing with the marketplace that you found, agreeing with your customers that this is something special. I don't know about any of you, but I want to ask you a question. How many of you have ever had a satisfied customer that you know is a satisfied customer? Has that ever happened for anybody in the room? Anybody? What did it feel like to have a satisfied customer? How did you know they were satisfied? Share with us.
Well, it was the thank you they gave, and then the payment for the fees that I charged for the services we rendered.
They paid you.
They paid it.
And they said thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else had a satisfied customer? How did you feel about that situation, Art?
I felt great, but to add to what the other gentleman said is they came back.
They came back again? They wanted some more.
They want some more.
Wow. Anybody else? What happened? You said you had a satisfied. What happened with your satisfied customer?
Thank you publicly and become a loyal customer.
They thanked you publicly and they become a loyal customer. Now, what I'm trying to help you understand, what I'm going to help you describe for you is the entrepreneur's high.
Full of pride and the
It's like crack. You know, once you get it, once you have it, you got to get some more of it. You want more of it. But that more is the best more you can ever have, because a satisfied customer is going to keep coming back. A satisfied customer has become a stark raving fan for you. I don't even want satisfied customers. I only want fanatics. I'm not interested in, I pass that ball all the time. Satisfied customer, that's easy. I set a promise, I set an expectation, I manage that expectation, I create the expectation, I move to the expectation, I do it. I do that all the time. What I really want now, I want excitement. I want people screaming at the rafters. I want people saying, oh my God, where have you been all my life? I love when that happens. And so that's a harder thing to do. It's a harder thing to do, but every day, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to turn everybody I can find into a stark raving fan. Why is that? Because that's the entrepreneur's high. That's why I'm addicted. I have to do it. I'm hoping I'm going to affect you with a little bit of it, because I'm going to need you to have this kind of addiction, because you're going to go through it. There's going to be days when you're not sure this was a smart thing to do. There's going to be days when you're not sure, when your family members or friends are going to say, what are you, crazy? Why don't you just go get a job? Why don't you just do something else? We sent you to school for something totally different. Why are you doing this here crazy thing right now? I'm going to need you to be able to ignore all that. I'm going to need you to have something. There's a word that I'm newly discovering. I promise I'm going to write a whole training program around this, because I love this word. It's probably the most exciting word to me. There's a word called fortitude. It's synonymous with things like grit, resolve, strength, and courage. I love that word. I love that word because it resonates with my very soul, my heart, because I know that it's what's required to be an entrepreneur. You've got to be willing to make it, to push through, to stand up no matter what happens, no matter what obstacles are in your way, no matter what's going on. You have to know that you have what it takes, that you got your mojo working, that you're available to make something special happen in your life. You got to know it. You got to feel it. You got to have a sense for it in your heart. If you don't do this. You're not ready because the pain is coming. And if you don't understand that, if you're not willing to go, yeah, bring it. This is not the game you need to be in. I need to make sure you really want to be in this fraternity. I need to make sure you're ready for this. Because if you're not ready for this, what's going to happen is this. You're going to start to experience some failure. And you're going to go, well, my friend said this wasn't in fact a good idea. Maybe they were right. And then you're going to experience some more failure. And then you're going to be like, well, you know, I got a mountain of debt I'm looking at. I got to figure out how to crawl out of this stuff. Maybe I should just go and get a job. And then you're going to experience some more failure. And you're going to start to say negative things to yourself about yourself. And that's going to lead you in a bad direction. There's a reason 1 out of 6 businesses fail in the first 5 years. It is not for the lack of money. It's not for the lack of resources. It's not even because they got a bad idea. Nope. You know what it is? They don't have that fortitude. They're not willing to stand and deliver. They don't believe. Now I'm going to give you some tips.